Welcome everyone, this is Divion from Divion Tutorials. So please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. It won't take up to 10 seconds, but it means a lot to us. Thank you so much. So today we'll be talking about motion. I'll be focusing on linear motion because motion is broad. There is projectile motion, simple harmonic motion, that one again, Newton laws of motion and the likes. But today we'll be focusing on linear motion. So what is motion? Motion is the change in position of a body with respect to time. Take note of time. Your time must be in the definition, but this is physics, not English. They don't really ask for definition, but just know it. So we have four major types of motion. We have translational, rotational, oscillatory or vibratory motion, and random motion. So translational motion is the movement of the whole body from one position to another, e.g. a falling stone falling from up to down is translational. Then we have rotational. When you hear the word rotational, what comes to your mind? Something that is rotating, like the wheel of a car. That is tire. Rich kid call it wheel, poor man picking call it tire. I'm just joking. Then the fan is also rotating motion. Then we have oscillatory or vibratory motion. If you go to a good school and you do what? Pendulum practical, you know what I'm talking about. That thing needs to vibrate. So you know what it means to vibrate. So once somebody is vibrating or anything is vibrating at all, it is called what? Vibratory motion. Then we have random motion. Random motion are the ones that don't have regular pattern. They can do anyhow. E.g., have you watched football? You should be watching football. So you can see Messi just run, stop, pass. You cannot predict them. So anything that is not predictable, that does not have a regular pattern, is random. So I want to give you a classwork. Drop your answer in the comment section. Which kind of motion does the center of a rolling ball exhibit? So let's say you are playing table tennis. You know table tennis is rolling. That center of that table tennis ball, what type of motion does it exhibit? Drop your answer in the comment section. So let's now go straight into linear motion, calculation part. Let's leave talk for children and go into action. So speed is distance over time. So example, a student walks a distance of 3 kilometers in 20 minutes. Calculate the speed. What do we say? Speed is distance over time. What is the distance? 3 kilometers. But if you follow my last class on dimensions, you will notice that the SI unit for distance is what? Meter. If you have not watched it, go back to watch it. It's in our YouTube channel. And the SI unit for time is what? Seconds. So to convert 3 kilometers to meter, you do 3 times 1000 over what is convert 20 minutes to seconds. How many minutes make 1 seconds? How many seconds make 1 minute? Sorry, 60 seconds make 1 minute. So 20 minutes we have what? 20 times 60. So 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0. 3 here 1, 3 in 6 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is what? 2.5 meters per second. You see, very simple. Let's go to example 2. Let's say a driver traveling at a speed of 115 kilometers per hour received a text message on his phone. How far is he in kilometers? 20 seconds later from when he received the text. This is why I don't like English. We don't have time for too much talk. What is the speed in the question? 115 kilometers per hour. What is the time? 20 seconds. What are we looking for? How far? We are looking for distance. So the speed is 115 kilometers per hour. But I told you, because of SI units, we are going to convert it to meter per seconds. So to convert kilometer per hour to meter per seconds, we'll times it by 5/18. I know some people are wondering, how did this guy get 5/18? So what is kilometer? Kilometer is what? 1000 meter, right? Let me write it. Then to convert hour to seconds, 60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make 1 hour. So that'll be what? 60 times 60. 60 times 60 is what? 3600. So 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0. 10 divided by 2, 5. 30 divided by 2, 18. That's how we get 5/18. So to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, you just test it by 5/18. Hope you have learned something new. Why? Because in JAMB you will not have time to be doing all those things. So you just do times 5/18. So what are we looking for? Distance. Distance is speed times time. I know some people are still wondering, how do we get distance is speed times time? What is our formula here? Speed equals to distance over time. You cross multiply. Distance times 1. Distance. speed times time. So our distance is, what is speed? 31.94 meter per second times, what is time in the question? 20. Once you get your answer, it will give you 693 what meter. Why is it giving you meter? Because you use meter here, but in the question they say find the distance in kilometer. To convert meter to kilometer, you divide it by 1000. That'll be what? 0.693 kilometer. If you understand to this point, but go back and subscribe this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So see something, I say what? Displacement is the vector quantity of distance. So I know some people are saying which one is vector quantity again. So in physics there are two types of quantity: vector quantity or scalar quantity. Scalar quantities are quantities that have magnitude only, but they don't have direction, while vector quantities are quantities that have magnitude and what? Direction. So when I mean displacement is the vector quantity of distance, I mean displacement is distance that have direction. So let me give you an example. When you tell your mommy, I want to go out, that is distance. Nobody know where you are going to. But when you tell your mommy, I'm going to church, that is the direction. So that is displacement. So displacement is what? Distance in a specified direction. So the difference between scalar and magnitude and vector quantities is that scalar does not have direction, magnitude have direction. So classwork, do this to make your brain fresh. List 5 examples of scalar and vector quantities in the comment section. So take note, I said displacement is the vector quantity of distance. It means what? Displacement is distance in a specified direction. I'm repeating it again now. Then I say velocity is the what? Vector quantity of speed. Velocity is the vector quantity of speed. So it means speed does not have direction. Speed is a scalar quantity. While velocity is what? Velocity is speed in a specified direction. So if somebody is just running anyhow, is speed. But when somebody is running towards a direction, that is what? Velocity. So notice speed is what? Distance over time. Velocity is displacement over time. Displacement is representing distance, velocity is representing speed. So velocity and speed are the same thing in calculation. So if they ask you to find velocity and they ask you to find speed, it's still the same formula you use. So instead of writing distance, you just put displacement, but it's still the same thing. It's just that in displacement there is direction, in velocity, in distance there is no direction. I just hope you understand. There's something we call acceleration. Acceleration is change in velocity over time. So we have what we call final velocity minus initial velocity over time. So I give you, and the unit is meter per second square. I gave one example here before. I was creating this video, but I have to recreate it. So I say, for instance, let me just write it here. A car wants to accelerate from velocity 1 to velocity 5 in 2 seconds. Calculate the acceleration. So this first velocity 1 is what we call u, initial velocity. This initial velocity is like old taker, old one. This 5 is what? Final velocity. That is the velocity is going to new velocity, new taker. So how do we get our acceleration? I say acceleration is final 5 minus 1 over 2. 5 minus 1 4, 4 divided by 2 2. So acceleration is what? Final velocity minus initial velocity over time. You must know all this formula because physics is about formula. Then there's something we call equation of motion. We have 3 equation of motion. You must learn it. You see the way I'm taking it? You must learn it. Any question you will solve in physics is from this, in this topic is from this formula. And if you don't know it, you cannot solve it. Hello? So you must know this formula like your name. Memorize it. Practice it. V equals to U plus 80. S equals to UT plus half 80 square. V square equals to U square plus 2AS. So what is V? V is final velocity. What is U? U is initial velocity. A is what? Acceleration. What is T? T is time. What is S? S is what? Distance. So if you know all these things, you will know how to use it. You will not have any problem with any question. Yes, I guarantee you that. So I know you are wondering, how do we get this one? You don't need to know how to get it, but I'll show you this one. You can research on the other two. As a student, you need to learn how to get research. What I tell you acceleration is? Acceleration is V minus U over T. See it here. A A equals to V minus U over T. A over 1 is the same thing as A. Cross multiply. A times T. AT equals to V minus U. When minus u come here to be what? 80 plus u. 80 plus u is still the same thing as u plus 80. So that's how they get equation 1. So note, when solving equations of motion, when an object moves or accelerates from rest, its initial velocity is what? 0. Let me give you an example. If you have a car, you just want to start your car. Does that car have any speed? No. The speed of the car is 0 because, in fact, before you start your car will do choo-choo-choo-choo. Before it peak, it does not have any speed. But when you are already moving on a car now, you now leave the car, maybe you slow it down, you now go and urinate and come back. When you come back to the car, you just continue, zoom, you get it. So when a body comes to rest or stop, its final velocity is 0. This one means when you are moving with your car, if you like be speeding, over speeding, immediately you stop your car, fume, and the engine off, your speed have turned to 0 because you're not going anywhere again. Do you understand? Then I say when the body velocity is constant, acceleration is 0. What did I tell you acceleration is? Acceleration is change in velocity over time. So if this velocity is constant, let's say the final velocity is 1, the initial velocity is still 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 divided by 19 will give you 0. So if there's no change in velocity, acceleration is 0. You need to know this 3 thing. You need to know it like you know your name when solving questions. So let's go to example. We have talked too much. It's women that love talk too much. Men love to do action. Hope I've not offended the girls. So example, I say a particle accelerates uniformly from rest at 6 meters per second square for 8 seconds. Notice, a particle accelerates uniformly from rest. What did I tell you? When an object moves or accelerates from rest, initial velocity is 0. You write u equals to 0. What is the acceleration in the question? 6 meters per second square. What is the time? 8 seconds. T equals to 8. Then what will you first look for? You look for what? The final velocity. And then decelerate. Okay, let's first solve for the final velocity. So v equals to u plus 80. How do you know this is the formula you are going to use? Remember, I say you must learn the 3 equation of motion. You are the one to know the formula to use. What is v equals to? What is u? 0 plus what is a? 6. 80 means 8 times t. What is 8? T is 8. 6 times 8 is what? 48. 48 plus 0 is what? 48. Look at this question. Oh, they say a car. Let's say this is the car. It accelerates for what? Like this for 8 seconds. So the velocity it used to accelerate is what? 48 meters per second. But they say when it reaches here, instead of it to continue going up, it not come down. So when you want to come down, this final velocity will not change to what? Initial velocity, because this is the velocity is using to come down. So for deceleration means when it start coming down, this velocity that is final will not turn to initial velocity. This is the velocity you used to start coming down, 48. So what is the final velocity? And then decelerate uniformly to rest. I tell you, when a body comes to rest, v is 0. Know the difference. When a body starts from rest, initial velocity is 0. But when a body goes to rest, final velocity is 0. Then in how many seconds? 5 seconds. What are they asking you? Determine the magnitude of deceleration. Deceleration is the same thing as acceleration. While acceleration means going up, deceleration means coming down. So you still use the same formula. V equals to u plus a t. What is v in the question? 0. Equals to what is u? 48 plus 5a. How do we get a? 80. A is what? A times what is t? 5. A times 5 is what? 5a. This 48 will come here to change to 0 minus 48 equals to 5a. That is minus 48 equals to 5a. Divide both sides by 5. It will give you minus 9.6 meters per second equals to acceleration. So this minus 9.6 is telling you that is what? Deceleration. It's coming down. So take note, when the body is going up, it is plus acceleration. If it's coming down, it is what? Minus deceleration. But in your option, if you see only 9.6 meters per second, pick it, because sometimes they might not put minus there, since they expect you to know that if it's coming down, it means minus. So you get. Then let's go to this example. A body accelerates uniformly from rest at the rate of 3 meters per second. You take this thing simple. A body accelerates uniformly from rest. You first write initial velocity equals to 0. What is the acceleration? 3 meters per second square. What is time? 8. what are they asking you for? Distance. I told you S is distance, so you have to think which formula have all of this inside. The formula that have it is this one. That's why I told you must learn all the formula. S equals to ut plus half at square. What is u? 0. What is t? 8. 0 times 8 plus half. What is a? 3 times what is t? 8 square. 0 times 8 is 0 plus, this one is plus, so now resemble t, plus half times 3 times what is 8 square? 64. 2 here 1, 2 in 64 is 32. 3 times 32 is what? 96. 96 plus 0 will give you what? 96. So that is how you get it here. Then let's now go to the next question. It say start from rest, and I told you anytime you start from rest, initial velocity is 0. A Formula 1 car accelerates uniformly. You write it again. Acceleration is 25 for 30 seconds. Your time is 30 seconds. They say what distance does it cover in the last 1 second of the motion? So if you want to get the last 1 second of the motion as a smart science student, the last 1 second of the motion will be what? Between 30 and 29. Do you get it? 30 to 29. Then remember which formula we use again. You need to know it. S equals to ut plus half at square. So the more you solve questions, the more you know this formula. Like me, if you slap me and wake me up from sleep, I still know the formula because I have solved like a mad person. So you can do the same. So S equals to ut plus half at square. But remember, they're asking us for what? The distance covered in the last minute. So the last minute is between what? 30 and 29. So what are we going to do? S equals to ut plus half at square. This ut, 0 times t is what? 0. 0 plus half at square is still what? Half at square. So that's why you just see me go straight to the point that S equals to half at square. So this time instead of using 30, remember because of our question they're asking us for what? The last 1 second of the motion. I have to use what? 30 to 29, because the last second of the motion is between 30 to 29. So that be S equals to half times 25 times 30 square minus 29 square. Once you do it, half of 25 is 12.5 times what is 30 square? 900 minus 29 square is 841. Once you multiply everything, it will give you your answer. So the question also say what is the distance covered in the 17th second of the motion. So we are going to solve it the same way we solved the first one, but the 17th second of the motion is between what? 17 to 16. Do you get it now? If they ask you for 17 second of the motion, you go from 17 to the one lower in it. So you do S equals to half at square. I told you that since 0 times t will give you 0 plus half at square to give you S equals to half at square. You can use it like this when u is equals to what? 0. You get it? So S equals to half times 25, that is a, times the 17 seconds is what? 17 square minus 16 square. S equals to half times 25 times 289 minus 256. Once you solve it, you will get your answer. So classwork, find the distance covered in the 15th second of the motion. So how will you get the 15th second of the motion? 15th second of the motion is when time is between 15 to 14. So follow this step, drop your answer in the comment section. Let me see if you understand. Notice what they ask us here is what? 15th second of the motion, not when time is 15 seconds. Take note of that difference, please. Thank you. Hope you are enjoying the class as I enjoy creating this video for you. So and if you have any question, this is my number. You can message me on WhatsApp 09153177154. But let's continue. A body uniformly accelerates from rest. Once you hear this thing, you first just write u equals to 0 at what? 8 meters per second square. Acceleration equals to 8. How much time will the body travel a distance of 2.5 kilometers? What is the distance? S equals to 2.5 kilometers. But I told you have to convert it to meter because of SI units. To convert 2.5 kilometers to meter, you times it by what? 1000. It will give you 25 meters. So which formula are we using again? S equals to ut plus half at square. So what is this in the question? 25 is equals to half. I told you anytime u is 0, you can just continue with half at square, because 0 times anything will give you 0. 0 plus this will still give you this. Do you get it? I'm reminding you again now. S equals to half at square. 1 over 2 times, what is a in the question? 8. Remember, what are you looking for? Time. You write times t square. 2 divided by 2, 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. You now divide both sides by 4. 4 will cancel 4. 4 divided by 25 is 625. So you write 625 equals to t square. Square root both sides by square root both sides. Once you square root both sides, square root to cancel square, it will remain t. Square root of 625 is 25 seconds. Simple. Do you see this thing is not really hard, and it's just a matter of practice. Once you practice the question, you know the formula, you're good to go. So let's go to the last one for today. A particle starts from rest. I told you, very simple. U equals to 0. But if the particle is going to rest, my brother, my sister, v will not be 0. Do you get it now? With a uniform acceleration is 4. You first write it down so you know the formula to use. What is the velocity? You are looking for final velocity, bam, after covering a distance of 8. So they give you UASV. Which formula we use? V square equals to u square plus 2as, because this formula contains everything that is inside here. So what is, you are looking for v square? V square equals to u square. U square is 0 square plus 2 times 4 times 8. 2 times 4, 8. 8 times 4, 64. 64 plus 0 square is 0. 64 plus 0 is 64. V square equals to 64. Square root both side. V equals to 8 meters per second. Very simple. So this is the classwork. Drop your answer in the comment section. A particle starts from rest and moves with a uniform acceleration of 15 meters per second square. What is the velocity after covering a distance of 30 meters? So once you understand this topic, we are going to move to centripetal force, Newton law of motion, simple harmonic motion, and projectile motion. So please and please, if you watch this video to the end and do not subscribe, you are wicked. Oh, I took my time to create this video for you. You watched to the end and you don't want to subscribe, and it will not take you anything to subscribe. I don't want to believe you are wicked. So please kindly subscribe. Now I beg, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you know you learned something, like this video help you, share it to your friends, and also like and comment this answer so I will know you understand. In case you want to join our free science tutorials, you can message me on WhatsApp. Just say good morning sir, or good afternoon, good evening, anytime. Sir, my name is so I want to join Divion tutorials. So this video is proudly sponsored by Divion tutorials, Divine Occurable.